My name is Liz Partsch.
And I'm Rachel Wagoner.
Welcome to Farm and Dairy's Weekly Rundown,
where we talk about at least one story for the week, which is what it will probably be today. This is our abridged version because Liz has somewhere to go after this. She has to go out on an assignment.
Yeah.
If we're being for real right now.
Well, and more for real, the front story is coverage is happening.
There's a developing story, which is that the Ohio State Fair is happening this week.
We're in completely unaware of what it's going to be about, but it's going to be really awesome. So check out that in the paper if you want to know about the Ohio State Fair.
Paul Rowley is at the Ohio State Fairgrounds, I believe, and he will be writing about the new buildings that they have there.
Yeah.
Which, if you have had to go to an event at the State Fairgrounds in the past year, which I had never been there before the spring for the Ohio Beef Expo, but then I was there for that and the FFA convention. And then I was just there for the Good Guys car show, just for a personal fun thing. Mm-hmm. The construction has been totally bonkers. And I was like, why does anyone ever come to this place? It's hellish. The parking is terrible. You have to walk a million miles. There's like fence everywhere. No, I think it's done. That's the point now, is that the construction should be wrapped up, and there's these new buildings and they're great. And for reasons they are great, Paul will discuss that in his story. But that's where Paul is. That's why I'm here. And that's why we're making this brief today. Okay.
He also wrote about the exciting deviled egg flavors coming out at the Ohio State Fair. No, we're not going to be talking about them. But I will say Paul Rowley, he may even just try all of them for you guys.
We want to know what you think about flavored deviled eggs.
Please let us know. Our newsroom has some opinions that we're not going to share, but we're curious about other people's opinions because as a newsroom, we care about other people's opinions.
I'll share my opinion. I like regular deviled eggs.
Okay.
I don't understand the flavored ones, but I would try them all at least once because they're small. There's not a huge commitment.
Okay.
It's like a deviled, it's like this big.
See, I just
feel
it's
like 2 bites and you're done.
I feel like I'm a person like that eats something and then the taste could stick in my mouth for it. Like
that's when you eat another deviled egg that's another flavor to cover up the first one that you didn't.
But what if the second one's worse than the first one?
Just keep going till you're done.
Anyway,
there's a rule in our house. It's the 3-bite rule, which we got from Pete the cat, I think, which is where you have to take 3 bites of something before you say you don't like it. Because it gives you an honest chance. Like your first bite, you're trying it. You're like, I don't know. Second bite. So like 3 bites is a good, honest, fair try.
I don't know. I don't really think I agree with that because I think I know by the first bite whether it's like a disgusting taste or not.
You sound like my daughter who is 4. Just saying.
Well, I'm like a 4-year-old, probably like vegetables and fruits. And
Addie likes broccoli.
Does she like sweet potatoes?
No.
There you go.
No one in my family does. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about data centers.
All right, yeah. So back again with some data center content for you guys because I know we are all just itching to hear more news about these things. The Ohio Department of Environmental Protection dismissed a proposed statewide general permit on July 21st that would have allowed data centers to discharge wastewater into local waterways. So the agency said it dropped the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System general permit after carefully reviewing the significant volumes of public comments received on the draft, which was over 7,000. But that said, then everyone, 7,000 people in Ohio took the time to submit a public comment. The general permit would have approved all data centers with similar operations and types of discharge without requiring chemical measurements of the water prior to discharge and with limited public participation. The general permit also has a reduced processing and quicker review time, and that's according to the Ohio EPA under their advantages of a general permit rule. Under an individual permit, which is what these data centers are going through now, these projects undergo a public participation process for each discharge application. But under a general permit, this would have occurred only once when the original general permit rule was adopted. So, for example, now, this was like the public comment period, but under the general rule, after this, there would have been limited public participation time to be able to oppose something that you disagreed with.
It basically would have been like a rubber stamp.
Yeah, on discharging water into waterways. So you may be wondering, well, why does this matter? What is discharge? Where does it go? Data centers in Ohio currently discharge to wastewater treatment plants. So they go through a system of being treated before being returned back into the water. This would have allowed them just to be discharged without any treatment, it seems like. There are two methods to cool data centers servers: air cooling and water cooling. This is important because discharge, which is the water used to cool down servers in water cooling, is particularly hazardous when it comes to this water cooling method because it can contain chemicals needed to cool these servers down, including chemicals linked to PFAS. Refresher for people if they don't know what PFAS is. I feel like you should know by now, but if you don't, that's okay. They're known as forever chemicals. They're said to exist forever as they contain, toxic chemicals that break down slowly, remaining essentially indefinitely in the environment and accumulating in the human body, leading to negative health impacts. All of us have PFAS in our bodies. That's been essentially in our blood. Yeah, it's been widely reported.
Did not expect this story to bring in forever chemicals, but here we are.
Yeah.
Everything's linked.
Who knew? I mean, there's a whole other, we were talking about the EPA and developing new, potentially allowing forever chemicals in new forever chemicals to be used in this process for water cooling in data centers. This was pretty recently this year that this would happen. Anyway, back onto the story though. So if approved, this data center discharge would have polluted local waterways with these chemicals and also led to thermal pollution, increasing harmful algal blooms in Lake Erie and the Ohio River. And that's according to Helena Volses, a senior source water policy manager at the Alliance for the Great Lakes. This is a quote from her. She said, "It's heated water, it's warm, and when it comes out, it creates that environment that harmful algal blooms like to grow in. So that's what the risk is with increased thermal pollution." She told me, she specifically notes in questions why Ohio would want to increase the potential risk of algal blooms when they have spent millions of dollars on the H2A program to implement farmer best practices to help specifically prevent algal blooms. Fortunately, a lot of people agreed with her, including the Ohio Farm Bureau. They agreed, and they even applauded the Ohio EPA's dismissal of the general permit. The Ohio Farm Bureau actually submitted comments on the proposed rule, so they were one of the 7,000 people and organizations that submitted comments, and their comments specifically included concerns that a general permit would undermine years of progress made by Ohio farmers and conservation partners to improve water quality. So seemingly they're talking about the H2 Ohio program as well. Several Ohio lawmakers have also supported the dismissal, including Ohio Senator Kent Smith. He represents Euclid. I was close. He said, in a time when data centers are straining the electric grid and increasing ratepayers' bills, the last thing that Ohioans need is for multi-billion-dollar corporations to also pollute their water. Volses, who was, again, for the Alliance of the Great Lakes, was pretty happy with the decision as well. However, she mentioned that there's more work to be done, including, adopting transparency rules for data centers regarding water and electricity usage. She adds the decision also really just shows how effective individual voices can be when speaking up. I mean, that's the reason why, literally, the Ohio EPA said that's the reason why they did not approve this general permit, is because they had an overwhelming 7,000 people pitched in their voices to say they didn't want this. So if that goes to show anything, it shows that sometimes individual voices, a collective effort, can get things done. So
it is pretty impressive that, this is not a super niche thing, but it was kind of a very specific sort of permit that was part of an entire process for, getting a data center permitted, that these people were like, there's this one rule and we all need to comment on it to let people know how we feel about data centers.
Yeah,
and 7,000 people actually followed through instead of just mouthing off on Facebook or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also pretty interesting to me because I think when this comment period was happening, it was in January, right after Christmas. And to me, I feel like that's a lot of time when people kind of blank out and, because you're consumed with the holidays and then you get the holiday depression and you lock your doors and stay in your house, right?
Is that what other people do? We usually lamb right after Christmas, so I'm in the barn a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, not a lot of us. Yeah, no, I wouldn't
hibernate.
I would say January, but for sure is because December is that high of oh my God, it's Christmas. You're going to see family and everybody's coming home and you're going to see all these people I don't get to see in a while. And then January hits and it's oh, okay. Now we just got cold weather and it doesn't slow as much and there's nothing to look forward to except for St. Patty's Day when it starts to get warm and we can drink beer all day if you don't have a job. So actually, I don't know.
Highly specific situation. Yes, it is impressive that this public comment went so well in the winter. And just, really in general, to get people to care and actually follow through with caring.
Yeah.
Just that's a tough one. And now not we, but people, there's a lot of other parts to the data center puzzle that they should continue to care about.
Join us from the field, guys. We'll be reporting from the field at Ag Progress Days. I don't know if we'll have these fancy little microphones. It might be too hard to transport, but
I'm taking the van. We could put them in there. Will I damage them in transit into the mountains?
How would we set this up at a brewery, frankly? Could we just be like, hey, we're going to record a little...
That would be normal. That's brewery
Oh
thing.
my God. I mean, it probably would be. Breweries are great.
Yeah. Russell Redding, come on.
Oh,
Our
yes.
show.
Russell Redding, please. I would love... You know what? He's there all day. We could probably get him.
To drink a beer with us?
I didn't know about that, but I mean, get him on and ask some questions. I would love to ask him a few questions. If we could set these up at the booth and bring him there, that'd be really fun.
Okay. Who else do we want? Who else is on our dream Ag Progress Days list?
I mean, Shapiro would be nice too, but that's 1 in a million.
Josh Shapiro, come on our podcast.
We have some questions for you.
We want to know how you eat a hot dog.
Yes.
What toppings you have on it specifically, not how you do it logistically.
Thanks for clarifying. Yeah.
Also, I saw Connor Lamb there once when he was a congressman. So if any congressmen or senators, G.T. Thompson will probably be there. He's a congressman.
Yeah.
Chris DeLuzio, if you'll be there, you're invited on, of course.
Chris, you're always invited on.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of the events you do.
Yeah. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, let's define that too. Yeah.
Who else did we have on? I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind.
Yeah. Well, yes. Anyway, stay tuned. We might have some really exciting stuff for you next week, or we're just gonna have some moderately exciting news. Yeah.
Who knows? Literally, who knows?
But stay tuned. We're gonna have some videos.
That'll be
next
2 weeks
week.
from now.
2 weeks from now, we're gonna have some
Next
videos.
week is the lost week that we can't comprehend exists. It's the time between now and Ag Progress
it's the
Days.
reporter brain where you have to think a week ahead. So we both just keep thinking that
I'm
next
already
week
thinking
is
about
Ag
Labor
Progress
Day.
Days. Don't go that far. Stop. Summer's not over. We're still in summer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
that's enough rambling. We've filled up almost 30 minutes of time with our silliness.
Oh my God, that's crazy. We were going to keep this brief. What happened? Okay, anyway.
Sorry.
That is all of our, actually, that's not all of our top stories, but that is a top story for this week.
The other one, wait, let me give you an update because Paul, he's slacking us from the fairgrounds.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And he is right by Deviled Egg HQ. he says. So we will reveal next week if he actually had a birthday cake flavored deviled egg and if he did, what he thought of it. And I should probably tell him that if he eats one, he needs to take a video of it for posterity.
I like how you emphasize do video, Paul, in all caps.
Yeah.
He definitely needs to take a video of him eating that egg. That's for sure. We want the reaction.
Okay. So anyway, stay tuned to next week to see what a birthday cake flavored deviled egg tastes like.
Yeah.
And Paul will be eating it, so we'll get a full review,
Hopefully.
review. Yeah. Okay.
That's our tops. To read the full stories, you guys should go to farmanddairy.com or find a local newsstand wherever they may be, likely at a Tractor Supply. Or you could go online to farmanddairy.com and subscribe if you want the paper directly to your house. So,
Or follow our socials because we post things there. Also,
and we make an effort in the best way we can.
We're trying
as a small editorial
and
team.
tell a friend about our podcast that is usually more focused than this was today.
Yes,
I just listened to a really annoying podcast that was supposed to be a true crime podcast, and they got me with a really snappy Instagram reel, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna listen," and it was terrible. And I'm like, man, they just let anyone do these podcasts, don't they?
Yeah, it is.
And that's
true.
what I've been thinking about this one that we did today. So I'm acknowledging that this was a little bit scattered. But
well, here you learned important information that you didn't need to know, and that I think is a double-edged sword that is beneficial. Anyway, we're gonna end it here. So have a lovely day, a week, everyone. We will see you next time.
See you next time, and we'll see you from the field at Ag Progress Days in a couple weeks. All right, bye.